keep them in the middle.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have realized that I'm the only thing standing in your way between a great weekend and some physics you should learn now. So I'll try to keep this brief. I want to start by making you all feel uncomfortable. Really, really uncomfortable. I need you all to imagine a person. Now think of a person. This person who you think or know, you know is absolutely wrong about everything. No matter what you say in school, he'll be there for your doctor. No matter what you post on social media, he'll be there in the comment section trying to beat you down. This person who you just... If any of you felt that fire, that anger floating through your waist, congrats. You just empathize with that person. Now you know what he or she feels when they think about you. You know what they say about acting? It's about behaving responsibly and truthfully under imaginary circumstances. Regardless of what the situation may be, X, Y, Z, just act. Act responsibly, act truthfully, and act honorably. And all your problems are solved. Now, I want you to take this theory close to my heart, 90% of everything I face. You see, from a very young age, I love theatre. Act. The emotions, the drama, the music, the free food at the end of the concert. And of course, with such stunning good looks, I was immediately drawn into the theatre. And then, at the age of 7, I played the role of Jake. That's me. And then after the Sabbath of about 6 years, I got back into the field of acting. In the concert about the warrior king, Tipu Sultan. Now I didn't get to play the role of Tipu, but I got to play the role of a narrator. That's not my real life. Then I went on to the story of the funniest man in Hollywood, Charlie Chaplin. I played the role of Boom. And finally, I came to grade 11. In our school, we have this unwritten rule. Grade 11 is seen to be the last of many extracurricular activities because in grade 12, we're asked to refrain from participating in all these, just so that we can focus more on our academics. And so, with all this in mind, I walked into the auditorium for the audition and my mind went off. Wherever I looked, I could see Roman memorabilia, swords, shields, spears scattered across the room, and upon a big red bag, the words were blazing. The Thracian thunder, Spartacus. And I was like, wow! You see, Spartacus has been my childhood idol. From a very young age, I love this story. Let me tell you why. There are two types of heroes we see in the world. The chosen ones and the ones who choose. And I never liked the chosen ones. I didn't like Harry Potter, the boy who lived the chosen one. I didn't like Superman, the alien from outer space. I didn't like the X-Men, the born mutants. No, I like Batman, the man who chose to fight organized crime. I like Iron Man, the one who chose to fight terrorism, even though he literally did not have a heart. And for me, Spartacus embodied all of that. A young village boy, taken in the form of a slave, turned into a gladiator who wins the hearts of his fellow slaves and leads a rebellion to end the Roman Empire, giving his own life up in the process. And I knew I had to get his role, so I went the extra mile. I was extra polite to the teachers. I ended up becoming best friends with the scriptwriter. And at the end of the day, I didn't get it. I didn't get the role of Spartacus. And just as they wanted to rub it in my face, they gave me the role of the polar opposite. They made me the villain. They made me kill Spartacus. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I played the role of Crassus, a rich and powerful Roman senator, given the task to kill Spartacus. And how sad I was disappointed. I mean, how many hints do you have to drop? I even tried to ask "Man, are you sure I can't get the role of spotlight?" And eventually they gave up and bowed out of being hard. They said, "Amaan, the only reason why you didn't get selected over this person was because of your body structure. We need a skinny little guy to play the role of spotlights." I know, that's saying much. But at the end of the day, I succumbed to the role of spotlights. Sorry, crushes. I wish spotlights. And as the lessons went on, I started realizing something. We all think we stand for something. Right? I started identifying with the character of crushes. And after all the hustle and bustle of the concert go down, I went back to that thought that we all think we stand for something. And from where we stand, we think what we do is noble. And anyone who stands against us are seen as the others. Right? The people who I said, who will always be there for a rebuttal. Look at Thanos. He stood for preserving Mother Nature, upholding the balance as all things should be. Look at the Sith Order. They stood for the respect for power, regardless of who stood in their way. And if you think about it, this difference of opinion is what causes almost every conflict we see nowadays. But what if I told you that there's a solution? What if I told you that just by stepping into these other shoes, we can solve any argument we may have? Before I go, I just wanted to ask a few questions. How many of you actually support Thanos? How many of you actually think that Thanos is not real? He was an unorthodox type of hero. Give me a cheer. Okay. And how many of you think, in Star Wars, the more I say anti-canon, how many of you think that Han Solo shot first? Huge cheer? Okay. See, there's a difference of opinion. When it comes to Thanos, the difference is Thanos was a villain. No, Thanos was a hero. When it came to Star Wars, Han shot first. No, Greedo shot first. You see what I mean? Now, before I go ahead, I just want to share a small bit of psychology. There's this term called cognitive dissonance. Now, what does cognitive dissonance mean? Well, it means that it's a person who is strongly against a particular notion. If he or she is made to support it in a public forum, the actor and actress are supposed to fall in love with each other in the movie, right? And in the majority of the movies, after the production is done, these actors fall for each other in real life. I mean, you could post across the real life. When they come on.
All right. Okay. Well, that was an outrageous response. Now, to get to a more serious phase, we see a lot of struggles and fights in the world nowadays. In the domestic level, we see domestic violence. We see spouses fighting, ending up in divorce. At the regional and national level, we find parties fighting it out till the end just to get the power. And at the international level, we see countries taking in war, which butts its ugly head into every single comment and debate. But what if we were to stop all that? How? Simple. Make them play a skit. Ask them to play the role of polar opposites. How? Let me tell you. A study was conducted in the University of Wharton, Pennsylvania, where a group of students who were strongly against corporal punishment were asked to stand up in a public platform and support corporal punishment. They were asked to speak in debates, sing songs in favor, ballads in favor of corporal punishment. And at the end of the day, majority of them started seeing the plus side to corporal punishment. Started saying, this thing might have actually worked. So, make them play out the roles which are opposite to what they believe. And at the end of the day, they might actually end up believing this. But it's not really practical, is it? It's a bit unpractical, this method. We can't ask political leaders to play a skit in front of each other, although they do nowadays. So how do we bring up Miss World Peace? Simple. Walk a mile. Step into the shoes of these others. Walk a mile. Try to see why it is that they believe what they believe. Try to find what it is that causes this point of friction between the two of you. and try to erase that friction, try to mold it together to a common point of interest rather than a common point of dissent. And to help you do so, I have 3 steps. 1, get out of yourself. Whatever you're about to do, and you step into an argument, leave your ego, your opinions, your perceptions about this person, leave it all at the door and walk in fresh-minded. 2, listen, don't hear. When you're going there, make sure that you're going to understand, not to be understood. When you go there, you sit and you listen to the people, imbibe what they're trying to tell you, and act as if those are the points you were about to say. And finally, play chess. And I mean this in the literal sense. Play chess against yourself. Why? Because in the beginning, when you play on the side of the white pieces, you make a move. And then immediately switch your mindset. The white pieces, which were your former allies, should now become your worst enemy. You're on the side of the black pieces, and it is your goal to defeat the white. And so on and so forth. Keep going until most of the time you'll end up in a stalemate, but you're tricking your brain. And to help you do all this, I'd come up with a formula. But before that, just think of that person one more time. That person who I said you hate. That person who I said you can't live with. And now try to find out what was it that caused this point of friction between the two of you. Try to find a point where this can be molded together. And trust me, you'll be able to see the results yourself. And with that, I present to you Amaan's theory of dual-sidedness, patent pending. So this is a simple formula, which means situation, whatever the situation is, minus your ego, plus the other's mindset, plus foresight, gives you the favorable situation. Thank you. Regardless of whatever the situation may be, just take your ego out of it. Get out of yourself. Think from the perspective of the other person. And have a bit of foresight. Will this help me get to the point which I really want? And at the end of the day, you'll get the favorable situation. And so, yeah, that's me in the grade 12 concert. I ended up succumbing to the role of Crashes. I know, abs starting from my neck, really fit. I started succumbing to this role and I started enjoying it. I started falling in love with this character. And in a weird way, I started supporting everything that he stood for. Rome was right to have enslaved all these people. They were criminals. They were made into gladiators so they could fight to the death. That was the price they had to pay. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Rome's social and law and order systems were unparalleled in the New World. And Spartacus? How can we let all that we built over the past 100 years crumble to ashes in the hands of such an incompetent little village boy? I also saw Crashes from a different light. I saw him in the light of a person born into riches which he didn't want, born to fight for a ruler that he had no respect for, and fought to kill a person that he would have otherwise wanted as an ally. You see, anything can be solved as long as you have the correct mindset and you know how to use a nifty old equation. I'll leave you wishing you a belated Happy Teachers' Day to all the teachers in the audience. It was yesterday, and the teachers are the doorways to our life. Thank you. God bless.